Story time! The time I did an influencer's nails. So as you all know, I used to take clients back in the day. This happened about a year ago. They DM'd me on Instagram saying they found me on TikTok and would love to get their nails done. And of course I accepted because I was such a huge fan of them. Then she sent me the nail design that she wanted done. And this set had literally bling, design on all fingers. It was a lot. And then said she's free the next day, and I said, okay, great. I was so nervous and excited, so I practiced the set so many times, and I literally didn't sleep. So the day comes, and she would literally refuse to say anything to me, like her manager would talk for her, which was pretty odd, but I'm here to do her nails, and the nails came out just the way she wanted, and then she refused to pay me, and said she'll pay me through promotion and never promoted me.
This is the most haunted ventriloquist doll in the world, and you won't believe where it came from. His name is Mr. Fritz, and what you see here is actually all that's left of him. He currently lives with this man, Michael Diamond, an oddity collector, but how did he get there? His origins actually take us back to World War II. He was actually created to entertain Allied POWs during World War II. Prisoners at the camp tried to overcome their hardships with entertainment like comedy and musicals. One prisoner there, Private Billy Booth, was actually a child entertainer and puppeteer before the war. He created Mr. Fritz out of newspaper soaked in potato starch and painted him with a smuggled pot of pink gloss. For 18 months, Mr. Fritz entertained the POWs with his songs and jokes, with a few of the German guards even finding him quite hilarious. But tragically, only 2 weeks before the camp was liberated, Billy and 9 other POWs were executed. Not long after Michael gained ownership of Mr. Fritz's remains, that things started to happen. His case would open almost every single night. He's been seen blinking and moving his mouth. His case has even been found moved almost 6 inches from its original spot. I'm gonna put a link in the comments to some of the GoPro footage Michael took of Mr. Fritz. I wanna know what you think. Do you think Mr. Fritz is haunted, or is it all just a hoax?
Do you notice something kind of off about this mannequin? For anyone who's familiar with the legend, she is known as La Pascualita. The mannequin has stood in the window of a Mexican bridal shop for more than 90 years, but when she was first placed there, patrons noticed something kind of strange. The detail work on this mannequin was unusual. She was noted with eyebrow hair, veins, and even discoloration around her mouth and ears. But that suspicion soon grew to horror as patrons started to notice that she bore a striking resemblance to the owner's deceased daughter, Pascuala. Pascuala was actually set to be married herself, but ended up dying in a tragedy before her wedding day. Shortly after her death, the mannequin appeared in the window and the legend was born that these were the preserved remains of the owner's daughter. But the most compelling evidence has always been the hands. The hands are shown with wrinkles, they have veins, they even have lifelike fingernails, which is unlike any mannequin I have ever seen. The question remains to this day, could this really be the shop owner's daughter?
If you are watching this video, you are incredibly lucky. You were meant to see this. If you don't believe me, there's no caption, no hashtags, and I'm the first one to use this sound. There's a new full moon approaching, and something incredible is going to happen to you over the next 5 days. Many blessings are on their way to you. To claim this message, like this video, share with a friend, and comment something loving and kind below to share good vibes and energy. The universe gives to those who give to the universe.
Hi babies! So as you all know, Black Friday is approaching us. So I thought, why not explain to you what my brand is? My brand is called Acrylics, and I sell acrylics. Today I will be explaining to you why my brand is different from other brands. My acrylic is a controlled powder which it will not move, as you can see from the video, which is great for beginners and also great for people who struggle doing their own nails. Not only that, but my acrylics are extremely pigmented, as you can see, and it will not marble. My acrylic is meant to be molded and not dragged, as you can see in the video, and it's on the slow setting side, so it gives you enough time to work with. My acrylic is perfect for the 1B method, as it gives you enough time to mold your acrylic into any desired shape, which leads to less filing, less work, and less back pain. I'm having a 35% sale on Black Friday. You can either subscribe to my website to be notified or just follow me to stay updated. Bye now.
This is why you should always lock your front doors. A kid living with both of his parents decided to watch a movie for their family weekly movie night. He then gets up to use the restroom. As he is in the restroom, he sees all of the power in the house cuts off, and then he hears 2 loud thumps. He locks the bathroom door and hears heavy objects being dragged across the hallway. The kid, freaking out, runs out of the bathroom and runs into the restroom. Once he is inside the room, he locks the door. As he locks the door, he jumps in bed and acts like he's asleep and hopes that this person who is in the house will ignore a child sleeping. He closes his eyes and hears the door creak at the same time. He squints his eyes and sees a man with no eyes dragging the bodies of both of his parents. The man dragging his parents sits his mom's dead body in a chair facing him, and then sets the dad's body on the floor facing up. It was almost like whoever was in the house who killed them wanted him to see it. He then sees the man writing something on the wall and then climbs under his bed. He laid there for hours knowing that if he moved a muscle he would end up just like his parents. He finally built up enough courage to read the wall, and the writing on the wall said, "I know you're awake."
Storytime about how my boyfriend and best friend were sneaking around behind my back. So a little background information, I was 15 and in 10th grade. So my mom and dad were split up and I was pretty much allowed to do whatever I wanted because of that. So I was dating this boy named Jacob. Well, my best friend Alice literally hated him. Like low-key, every once in a while, she would try to break him and I up. And when I would call her out on it, she would just deny it. Anyway, so the one day I didn't go to school because I was super sick. So the whole day I was trying to text Jacob and Allison, but nobody was answering me. Which was extremely weird because no matter what, Allison would always text me back. So after I knew the school ended, I went to Allison's house. Nobody was answering the door, so I used the spare key. I walk in and all I hear is a very loud banging coming from her bedroom. So I walk in, I see my boyfriend and her together, and then he starts saying that she drugged him. So I went on his phone, I see a bunch of old text messages between him and her, and them exchanging pictures. And then sis wants to start giving me an attitude, so I punched her in the face, and then I left and I don't talk to either of them. Storytime about how I caught my grandma with my dad. So a little background information, I was 16, and it was the first day of 11th grade. Well, my friend wanted me to come to the mall with her after school that day. She was like, screw your grandma's birthday, just come to the mall with me. So the plan was I would sneak onto my best friend's bus after school and skip my grandma's birthday. By the way, my grandma was low-key a hoe. Like half of her kids won't even bring their husbands around her, because after she got their numbers, she would end up sending nude pictures to them. Anyway, so the end of the day rolls around and I go to my locker to get my book bag when I'm called down to the office. So I go down to the office and my mom is there to pick me up because she said that we needed to do a few things before our grandma's party. Well, my grandma was at our house getting ready and my mom forgot her wallet at home, so when we went back home, I went to go put my book bag in the house. When I walk in and I see my grandma and dad on the couch, and I'm not even gonna say what they were doing, and my mom is walking past them like she didn't see anything. So after that, I called one of my aunts and asked if I could stay with her for a while, and now I don't talk to any of them.
Welcome to Creep Time with Silestine. I want to hear your thoughts and your comments about the picture that you're about to see. Also, if you're loving Creep Time, make sure that you follow above, and if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can use the link in the bio. What you're looking at is one of the rarest cases of Craniopagus parasiticus. This is where the skull of two bodies is fused at birth, and in this case, two separate brains but shared blood vessels. The full-bodied twin was named Manar, and what was considered the parasitic twin was named Islam. The attached head had virtually no body and no organs, and could not survive without Manar's body, but was a separate and functional brain. When Manar would cry, Islam could be laughing, and vice versa. There were two separate thoughts going on here. The medical world had never encountered something like this, but because the attached twin was draining resources from Manar's body and they could not survive together, a risky and controversial operation took place, which did successfully remove Manar from the parasitic twin, leaving Manar as the only surviving twin. But this is a gray area here in terms of ethics. Although Islam had no functional organs and could not survive on their own, does a functional brain constitute a person? Or was this simply a parasitic twin that, if not removed, would kill the healthier twin? The question of moral concern with this case was one that the medical world just simply wasn't prepared to answer. It was a circumstance so rare that we had never even pondered the question. Could a mind that's just a mind with no body be considered a person?